NLP Practitioner, Presupposition number 5. If you are like me, you grew up with the idea that people are generally good, but sometimes they do bad things. You also probably remember learning as a kid that everyone who does bad things is doing so because they're not thinking clearly or not in the right mind. But what if I told you that most people who do bad things are actually doing the best they can with their limited resources? Roughly, 18% of Americans have some sort of mental illness, and 40 million Americans live with anxiety. That's nearly 1 in every 10 people. And it can be especially hard for entrepreneurs to deal with these issues when they're already facing so much pressure from starting, growing, and turning around a business. Everyone is trying to do the best they can with the resources they have available. This might not be obvious to you at first, but it's true. We all make our own decisions about how we want to use our resources and how we want to live our lives as a result of those decisions. We all take responsibility for ourselves and our actions, or lack of action. You can change this perspective by changing how you think about yourself, other people, and your relationships with them. The second assumption is that our behavior is geared towards adaptation. This means that the present behavior you are engaged in, whatever it might be, is the best choice available given your current situation. We can't know what other options we've considered or discarded before arriving at this particular moment of decision making. But we do know there were many other possibilities available to us long before we arrived at this moment of choosing. And they all seemed equally reasonable. So when someone says, "I don't want to do this," or "This isn't what I want for my life, but I don't know how else to behave right now," try giving them a break. We all do what we think is necessary for survival and success, even if those things aren't always healthy for us personally or professionally. The NLP presupposition of forgiveness is everyone is doing the best they can with the resources they have available. This means that when someone does something hurtful to you, it's not because they don't care about you or want to do harm. It's because somewhere in their life experience, something happened that taught them that this was the best way for them to respond. The other person has likely not yet had an opportunity to learn any better. But if we practice being open-minded and curious about what could have been going on for this person at that time, rather than assuming ill will or cruelty on their part, we can begin to see things from their perspective instead of our own, and in doing so gain some much-needed clarity as well as compassion for ourselves and others. You have to look at the context of the situation. If somebody is being really mean, it may be that they're having a bad day and are just taking out their frustration on you because they don't want to take it out on anyone else. They're taking it out on you because you are there, and maybe you are not going anywhere for some reason. Maybe if this person could go somewhere else, then they wouldn't act like that towards other people. But most people don't really have many options when it comes to where they can go or what sort of behavior they can exhibit in public places, like restaurants and grocery stores. So sometimes your only option is to take out your frustration on whoever happens to be near you. Have you ever in the past acted less than the magnificent person that I know you are? Have you ever been less than the magnificent person that you know you are? You are a magnificent person, and we know it. I hope that you can use these NLP presuppositions to help yourself forgive the negative behaviours of others, and more importantly, yourself.